That's certainly untraditional. Talking of which, Mr. David Bowie could not exactly be described as a traditional musician. He's always done his things his own way, hasn't he? Along with his band Tin Machine, David is just about to embark on a world tour. You've probably read about it. Our entertainment correspondent Peter Morris caught up with David and the group in Los Angeles in a rather odd setting for a concert.
David Bowie has never been known for doing what's expected. When he formed his current band, Tin Machine, 3 years ago, the critics were less than enthused with the results. Now, however, they're back with a far more melodic second album. And although the unexpected still happens, like playing a warm-up show at Los Angeles International Airport, back in the rehearsal studios and down to earth, they were more than happy to chart their musical progression.
The first album was almost like a band forming during the process of making the album. I think that gives it a different energy. And the second one of it, we've known each other as a band for 2 years, you know, so it's, you approach things from a really quite a different place.
We create together, so that's what makes this a band, that we all do put in our, each of us put in our 2 cents and we come up with a group effort, which is, David is the lead singer of the band, predominantly does all the singing, though I have a few songs. That's changing now. That's changing, but we all throw in ideas and bounce off of each other, and that's really what makes this a band, because there's the creative input from everyone in this band, because everyone in his own right produces records. They have produced records, writes, plays several different instruments, so we all, it's a collaborative thing where we all get together and throw in all these ideas and throw some out. But,
and I keep those in my own solo projects.
Good to see a sense of humour still there. And in fact, you can tell the band do enjoy their work, with each contributing to the songwriting. And by way of a break, they enjoy the odd cover version. On this album, it's Roxy Music's If There Was Something.
Writing actually comes from the very first bunch of things that we did on the first album sessions. We'd written and put together, and in fact the first thing that we did was another track on that album called Heaven's in Here. And having written that one, we decided, the second thing in, we just worked up a couple of other people's songs, really just to see how we would approach other people's materials. The 2 songs were Working Class Hero, John Lennon, which appeared on the first album, and the Roxy Music song, If There Was Something, from the first album. And that one kind of got shelved, but once we were playing all our stuff in March this year, assembling this album, we pulled that one out off the shelf and played it, and it sounded so good that we decided to include it on this one. So it's actually kind of, that goes back to the very first album.
A retrospective.
It was just like we were looking for unusual songs that people don't generally cover, because there's some great songs that were written in the early 70s. And we just kind of like wanted to kind of rescue a couple.
And by covering a song that people know, you actually get to hear what the band does to songs. You know, you get to hear the sound of the band.
But while other people's work provides a pleasant diversion, this band claim their own creativeness is their only true reason for being together. Hit records and the like are of secondary importance.
I don't think, am I right, that we sit down and go, now this is a single?
No, as a matter of fact, the track that was chosen for the single would have been the last possible choice on our part, I think. I mean, it was such an oddball, it had such an oddball genesis that it was purely an experiment and never even intended as an album track from its origin, you know, so it's kind of...
I think we have no expectations in terms of what kind of audience we have, what they want, how many people are going to come and see us. That the only thing that we can stay with that we feel positive about is just writing for ourselves. And I think that's really the premise on which this band was formed.
Nonetheless, a hit single was forthcoming, and a video was made, albeit with that slightly off-the-wall approach you might expect from a band like this.
For one thing, with the video, we didn't ever see cameras. They were...
The delightful and ever-eccentric Tim Pope decided to film us behind 2-way mirrors, so that we actually weren't aware of any cameras in the studio at any point in the proceedings. So it was kind of a touch-and-go thing about what exactly we were supposed to be doing.
Well, I don't know either, but this is what they did.
Things that you say. You belong in rock and roll. You belong in rock and roll. You belong in rock and roll. So do I. I love how she moves. I'm a bird, I'm a bird, I'm a birdie. I'm a man with a beat in my pocket. I'm going down to the rhythm of love. I'm the bad looking children. You belong in rock and roll. You belong in rock and roll. You belong in rock and roll. So tonight, alone on the main street, it makes me feel on fire, on fire, on fire, on fire, on fire, on fire.
What's David Bowie doing? We're posing like a haddie, as we would say in Scotland.
Like a
posing
what?
like a haddie. Posing like a, I suppose like a haddock is, I don't know.
The haddock's
Posing there he was. Like something to... I really like David Bowie. I've liked him since about 1969 or something,
like
but
him a lot.
I'm not sure about Tin Machine. I don't know what he's quite trying to do there.
Well, I like David Bowie. I quite like the sound, but I'm not sure about 2 minutes to 8 in the morning.
Well, yes.
More like 2 minutes to 8 near midnight, I would have thought, or after midnight.
Anyway, there he was, there he was. Now then, it's